Off the Beaten Path. Off the Beaten Path. Brand new country. And we're not talking that top 40 crap either. This is where you can hear great singers and songwriters, and they just don't have the backing when it comes to labels. Guest interviews and everything from pop country to bluegrass and folk to hip hop. This is Off the Beaten Path.
Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Merritt. Again, welcome to our weekly excursion into the world of brand new up-and-coming country music. Again, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for downloading, finding us online to iTunes, or just going to our website, OTBPpodcast.com. Finding us on Facebook, again, OTBP Podcast, and on Twitter, at OTBP Podcast. I couldn't have made it any easier because otherwise I would have forgotten. So, brand new stuff on the way. We're checking in with the family, Cory Smith and Morgan Rielly, former guests. We're going to see what they got new out there. Also, a couple of big names got together with Randy Rogers and Wade Bowen. They just released their duet album that's going together. Big Smo, Granger Smith on the way, as well as some Lucy Angel happening in just this break. But right now, he was the former lead singer of Sons of Sylvia. He was a touring fiddler with Carrie Underwood, and now he's out on his own. His name is Ashley Clark. This is his debut single. This is Greyhound on Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Barrett.
You must be the reason I'm feeling this way. 'Cause since the day you've been gone, honey, nothing's been the same. I'm sitting here drinking, just thinking about you. I don't know what went wrong, but I know what I need to do. I need to get on an airplane, fast train, Greyhound, leave town, quit work right now, somehow get to you. And that's what I need to do. I really need to hold you close, let you know this is real, what I feel. I don't want no one else after all we've been through. I wanna tell you I love you. That's what I need to do. Yeah, it won't be easy telling you the truth. Yeah, sometimes it scares me knowing how much I need you. Oh, I must have been crazy, out of my mind. 'Cause now I know I can't let you go and I'm running out of time. To get on an airplane, fast train, Greyhound, leave town, quit work right now, somehow get to you. That's what I need to do. I really need to hold you close, let you know this is real, what I feel. I don't want no one else after all we've been through. I wanna tell you I love you. That's what I need to do. I don't care how long it takes. I'm just hoping that I'm not too late. I need to get on an airplane, fast train, Greyhound, leave town, quit work right now, somehow get to you. That's what I need to do. I really need to hold you close, let you know this is real, what I feel. I don't want no one else after all we've been through. I wanna tell you I love you. I need to get on an airplane, fast train, Greyhound, leave town, quit work right now, somehow get to you. That's what I need to do. That's what I need to do.
Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Barrett. There you go. Ashley Clark and his debut tune, that is Greyhound. Check that one out for sure and make sure that you become a fan. Again, if you've seen Carrie Underwood out on the road, you've seen Ashley out there as well, too. Ben Barrett hanging out with you again, trying to introduce you to some new country music. These girls have not been around very long, but they have been around. You've probably heard the name Lucy Angel before. Well, they're the epitome of family band. Mom and two daughters out on the road with a bunch of dogs and a baby and family, and it was so interesting that they made a reality TV show about it. Discovering Lucy Angel is the name of it, and this is their latest tune. It is Crazy 2, and it's right here on Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Merritt.
I know why she's crazy, why she's drinking all the time, looking more like 40 when she's only 29. My best friend and her mama think she's lost a couple screws. Yeah, I know why she's crazy, 'cause baby, you done made me crazy too. I know why she calls you always crying on the phone, driving by late at night just to see if you were home. I know why she was wondering if you were telling her the truth. Yeah, I know why she's crazy, 'cause baby, you done made me crazy too. Crazy makes you do the things you swore you'd never do. Checking emails, checking details, calls and texts from unknown females. Yeah, crazy ain't so crazy when you're going through it too. Through your garbage, through your pockets, through your trunk and glove compartment. I know why she's crazy, 'cause baby, you done made me crazy too. I know why she hates you, 'cause right now I'm on the verge. I know why she keyed your car, 'cause I sure got the urge. Now I don't wanna stand there in her bitter high-heeled shoes. Yeah, I know why she's crazy, 'cause baby, you done made me crazy too. Crazy makes you do the things you swore you'd never do. Checking emails, checking details, calls and texts from unknown females. Yeah, crazy ain't so crazy when you're going through it too. Through your garbage, through your pockets, through your trunk and glove compartment. I know why she's crazy, 'cause baby, you done made me crazy too. Crazy makes you do the things you swore you'd never do. Checking emails, checking details, calls and texts from unknown females. Crazy ain't so crazy when you're going through it too. Through your garbage, through your pockets, through your trunk and glove compartment. I know why she's crazy, 'cause baby, you done made me crazy too. I know why she's crazy, 'cause baby, you done made me crazy too. Oh, I'm crazy too.
Please welcome the one and only
Off the Beaten Path with Ben Merritt. Your home for new and upcoming country music.
Everybody ready?
We're ready.
Let's kick the tires and light the fire.
Main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blast off.
Off the Beaten Path with Ben Merritt.
There's a place, ain't a place at all. You can't find it on a map, don't know what it's called. And on a clear night, you can see stars for days and watch the sun come up from a drop tailgate. Take a ride to the hilltop. Ain't nothing but a whole lot of fireflies flying like golden diamonds. Man in the moon got the whole world shining. Hey, pretty girl, I wanna take you there. Way on out to the middle of you ever heard the sound of the woods when there's nobody else around? Listen to the wind blow honeysuckle honey, get a little backwoods truck melody, write our names in a pine tree. Who knows now, maybe this could be the start of something more. Sing, drink a little drinky drink, let it all go, don't worry about anything. Maybe later on, baby, we can start a fire. Every little kiss from you taking me higher. Hey, pretty girl, I wanna take you there, way on out to the middle of nowhere, yeah. Put a couple miles between the rest of the world and you and me. Yeah, bring a little country way out there in the middle of nowhere. In the middle of nowhere.
Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Merritt. That is a single that I've played here on the show before. It's a guy that I'm really excited to chat with, actually. When I heard that song, Middle of Nowhere, a couple months back, I was just like, wow, this guy is amazing. I want to be able to talk to him before he becomes too big for me to talk to, because I talk to up-and-comers. I talk to newbies. I don't talk to well-established people. So thankfully, he's not big enough yet for me, but soon I think it will, especially with the new single that's out and coming out. We've got Brinley Addington on the line. Brinley, how are you, man?
I'm doing great, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Brinley, I want to forewarn you. I've been having some fun with your name just here around the office. So hopefully you don't mind that I've given you a British accent and think that you drink tea and crumpets. Because let's face it, man, Brinley Addington sounds like it should be on Downton Abbey, right?
Yeah, it is a very British name. For as big of a redneck as I am, it's a very British name, and it's more sweet tea and biscuits than it is tea and crumpets. But, that I do get that a lot, and some of my friends, especially when they've been drinking a little bit, they like to throw the British accent on it. So that's I can see where you get that.
Yeah, it's something you're used to. That's good. All right. At least I'm not the first person to offend you like that. All right.
No, I'm offended constantly.
Yeah, when somebody asks you, how would you like your tea, and you say sweet, and they're like, oh, I've got Earl Grey, you're like, no.
I'm like, I've never met Earl, but he sounds like a nice guy.
I'm sure you've met a couple of Earls in your life.
I've met plenty of Earls.
There you go. All right. Well, Brinley, I didn't warn you about these, man. We got a couple icebreaker questions. Are you ready for this?
Hit me.
All right, icebreaker question number 1, and feel free to be as specific or non-specific as you would like, because you won't be there when people hear this. But where are you right now?
I am in my truck driving down Music Row.
No, so you're taking in the sights as well. Does it feel good to be a tourist in your own town?
Oh, yeah, it always does. This is more of a I'm running errands trip.
Oh.
But, I also just like to drive. So, like, sometimes when I've got downtime and there's nothing really going on, I like to just ride around, clear my head and everything.
Music always sounds better to me, either live at a bar or something like that, or windows down, cranked on the radio in your truck, right?
Absolutely. It's a little chilly here for windows down, but as soon as I can crack these babies open, I'm going to.
Oh, you silly Southern boys. It's like 40 up here in northern Wisconsin, and I've had the windows down for like 2 days now.
I figured so.
All right. Brinley, the second question you might be able to answer pretty easily. If we hit eject on your CD player in your truck right now, what CD would come out?
I'm doing it right now. I'm listening to the band Greatest Hit.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. They got some country influence in there.
A little bit.
I've been a big fan of theirs for years.
Yeah, this is a newer question. Every year, the podcast or the show, I change it up a little bit, and this is, we're only a couple weeks deep into what CD are you listening to. So I'm liking it so far. I'm liking some of the answers that I'm getting. So,
well, hey,
there
no
you go.
problem.
All right.
Happy to help out.
All right. Brinley Addington here on Off the Beaten Path. Brinley, you're a Kingsport, Tennessee native, singer-songwriter. Grew up in the church system, obviously doing singing and doing a little picking in the church choir and things like that. Am I right?
That's right. That's really how I got started. And my first performance ever was a fourth grade talent show that I was kind of thrust into against my will. But I'm so glad that it happened because that got me over the stage fright thing. But yeah, church is where I really honed in on my singing and being up in front of people. And the first place I really started getting encouragement too is, people come up and say, "Man, I really like that song you sang," and it was like, "Wow, maybe I don't suck terribly at this." And it was just a great place to get started.
Yeah, I mean, that's the great thing about a church audience is they're always very willing to, give compliments where they're deserved. And typically, if nobody ever goes, "Oh, I love the way you sing," then they'll say, "I love you," or they won't say anything at all. And if they don't say anything at all, then you should probably stop. But
yeah, exactly.
Now, story goes that you've been quote unquote playing the Opry since you were like 3 years old. What does that mean?
Well, when I was 3 years old, my parents and grandparents, being from East Tennessee, we would take little weekend trips every once in a while. North Carolina, Virginia and Georgia and all that stuff. And we came down to Nashville one time, and when I was about 3 years old and saw the Grand Ole Opry, and apparently I was pretty cranky for a 3-year-old that day, and they said when it took me to the Opry, I was just kind of like mesmerized by the whole thing, and said after that, all I wanted to do was stand on the coffee table back home and pretend I was on the Grand Ole Opry, and so that's kind of how that came about. But never played the real Opry, but I've stood on many a coffee table.
So pretty soon, eventually, I think you're going to be on the stage up there in the Opry, and hopefully, was it a round coffee table?
It was kind of an oblong shape, kind of pill shape.
Okay.
Kind of long and rounded on the edges.
Because, once you step inside that circle, the whole game changes, I think. And, if you had a little bit of a warm up all the way from age 3, oblong, pretty close to circle. We'll say that you've been practicing, and we're getting ready to see you, I'm sure, at the Opry stage here sometime soon.
That would be the dream come true in its purest form.
There you go. And I guess you've been a classic country fan a lot longer than you have been a contemporary country fan, with growing up with a little bit of Vince Gill and Randy Travis and things like that, and then kind of growing into the more contemporary Garth Brooks, Tim McGraw. Is that right?
Absolutely. And, that was just what my family was listening to. They loved Alan and they loved Randy Travis and even some bluegrass stuff. And, that was just where everything leaned back in those days. There wasn't so much of a contemporary thing. Even what we would consider, contemporary in the mid-90s sounds traditional sort of now. But, but as I got older and started listening to different types of music, I don't just listen to country. I listen to pop and rock and rap some too, very little rap, but rap also.
Right.
And and started experiencing all these other elements of production and songwriting and that kind of thing, and vocals. I was, I think where country music's at right now is really cool because I think there's starting to be that balance of both things for different kinds of people, and really excited for what's coming for sure.
Brinley Addington here on Off the Beaten Path. Now, Brinley, your website, it's very vague in this statement, and I want to go ahead and put this out there. It says, under the guidance of Chris Young. Now, what is Chris to you? Is he kind of just like a mentor that you can call upon and, get a little bit of guidance, or is he like a buddy and you guys are like out drinking and fishing all the time, or?
Well, it's a little of both, actually. I've always been a big fan of Chris, even back since the National Star days. And just always been such a fan of his. And through a friend of mine, I ended up working with his mom as she's my business manager, and got to know Chris as a dude. And just come to find out he's a really nice guy. And for about a year and a half, we worked pretty closely together on as kind of a mentor, and he really helped me develop as an artist and giving me pointers and giving me help in the studio with vocals. Which coming from him, seriously, he is one of the best singers in this town and in country music. And to be able to get like voice lessons from a guy who sings as well as he does, I mean, I've just heard him do things that just people shouldn't be able to do. And, just every time he does, I'm just telling him there's something wrong with it. But, if there's something wrong with you, man, you shouldn't be able to do that. But he was just really, really helpful with me and introducing me to people. And we got to do several shows opening for him back during that time. And, he's blowing up now and, really excited for his success and loving all his music and just, and he's still the same good old guy that he's always been.
Well, there you go. All right. But he's not the only, big name in country music that you obviously pull a little bit from. You got a couple of Blake Shelton covers on your two previous albums. Tell us how those came about. I mean, those tunes are amazing the way that you do them. Blake does them great, but I think the way that you do them is just a tad bit different and or better.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that, and I'm sure that you would say different if Blake was on the phone. But,
Yeah, if Blake was on the phone, I'd be like, do you hear this punk kid try and cover your songs? No, I'm just kidding.
You need to sue him. No, I've always just been a big, the same with, as I am with Chris, I've always just been a huge Blake fan. I just love the way he sings. I love the way he presents his music. And I came into hearing those songs just by buying the records. And I always loved those songs, like, that thing we do and on the new record, I Don't Care. There was just songs I liked and that, we were getting down to finishing the record and there were certain things missing. And I've always got a playlist going of stuff that I didn't write. And I'm definitely open to cutting outside songs that, there's so many talented writers in this town that, you'd be, in my opinion, you kind of goofy not to. But
right.
Anyways, these songs just sat there, and it was funny, the song I Don't Care that we cut on Middle of Nowhere, my producer brought it in, and it was a demo. It wasn't Blake singing. He's like, have you ever heard this song? And I said, yeah. And he said, well, do you want to cut it? And I said, yes. It was like, there was there's no argument on my part on that one. And, so I don't know. Great songs are great songs. It just so happens that, the songs that I really identify with, would be those two songs. But we also cut Love This Pain on Middle of Nowhere, which was on the Lady Antebellum record.
Yep, yeah.
And so we, if people aren't going to use them, I will.
That's kind of cool because as a songwriter, I'm sure you'd rather put one of your own babies on the track or on the CD. But it's good that you opened your mind up to outside sources and outside influences, and I think it shows that your creative juices are big enough to allow others' creative sources kind of spill in a little bit.
Oh yeah, and for me, as far as that goes, I think as far as my songwriting goes, I want my songs on the record if they're good enough, as good as or better than what we're getting from other places. And the producers I worked with are very connected songwriters and producers in their own right in Nashville, and they get songs from everybody, all the great songwriters in this town. And but I feel like mine can stand up with those. They're on the record, and if they don't, I look for. I always try to be really honest with myself and say, well, this song's better, or this Blake Shelton song is better. Or, I've loved this song for 7 years. I might as well cut it. And I'm not. I try not to get in my own way with my songwriting.
Yeah, it sometimes you overthink it, you're like, oh man, my song's got to be better than that, except that song was a number one hit for someone else. I should probably take that into consideration too. So, but
sure.
That's great, definitely. So, well, Brinley Addington here on the phone. Brinley, this is the time where management and promotions people start to get really happy with me, and they allow me to continue to talk to cool people like you. This is the Pimp Yourself portion of the show. Tell everybody how they can follow along with Brinley Addington's rising career on social media and on the internet, basically.
All right. Well, we can start out with BrinleyAddington.com, and Brinley is spelled Brinley. And Addington is Addington. So it's BrinleyAddington.com. We've got Facebook.com/Brinley Addington. On Instagram, it's @Brinley Addington. On Twitter, it's @Brinley_. We're on YouTube. We're pretty much everywhere but Match.com. So, if you Google us, you will find us.
So you're on OkCupid. Got it. All right, we'll find you there.
Yeah.
But I was on your Facebook earlier, and on your interests portion. Now I don't know how involved you are on that, or writing all that stuff up. But it's kind of fun. Your interests go from everything as, relaxing and serene as a long walk on the beach to NASCAR with 3 exclamation points. Now, which one's more important to you? The walks?
I'd rather be at a NASCAR race.
There you go.
For sure. I grew up 20 minutes from Bristol Motor Speedway and spent a lot of time going to races there as a kid and even working there a little bit in high school, selling programs and stuff. And I'm such a fan, and I know that, some people are so polarized by that, oh, it's not a sport, oh, it's so boring, all they do is drive in circles. Well, I love it. And so that's why it's in all caps, and there's 17 exclamation points after it. It's because I don't really care if people like it or not. I freaking love it.
There you go. I am a NASCAR fan as well. I've had the opportunity with other radio stations that I've worked at to be at NASCAR races at Michigan International Speedway, and there's nothing that compares. You watch it on TV and you're like, oh, yeah, it's whatever it is, but then you actually go to a race and it's completely different. The sights, the sounds, the smells, the people. It's an experience. It's not just a sport. It's a whole experience,
Absolutely. And that's why I try to encourage my friends that are doubters or haters. I try to encourage them to go to a race. And
Yeah.
I went with some friends last fall. I converted a few people, so I'm going to continue my NASCAR evangelism and just really try to spread the good word.
There you go. Now, the really polarizing thing would be is if I asked you who your favorite driver is and you answered inappropriately. So we could just probably skim over that unless you really want to separate yourself out.
That's true, and I know everybody's got their opinions, but we may just leave that one out. But he's a very popular driver in the sport, and I'm a big fan. So
all right,
we'll just leave it there. I don't want to run anybody off.
There you go. All right. Again, it's a 50-50 split on whether or not they like NASCAR or don't. But once you get into the people who like NASCAR, if you say the wrong driver, you're done. They won't even buy your CD. So don't do that. All right.
I know. I got too much on the line right now. I need people to like me right now.
He's a NASCAR fan. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I can appreciate somebody doing well. If they're good, seem like a good dude, not a
right
heel. So I can support other drivers.
All right, but we're treading on thin water here. All right.
Next question.
Next question. Moving on. Brinley Addington here on Off the Beaten Path. Now, Brinley, we've mentioned both the previous albums. Actually, the current one is called Middle of Nowhere. It came out August of last year. But the one before that, so obviously people have got plenty of back catalog. It's called Homegrown. Came out 2011. Tell us what has changed between one to the other? Have you grown musically? Has the recording process gotten easier for you?
Well, I'd just like to say that it's, I think I've gotten worse. No, I'm kidding. I just really, I think I know who I am a lot more. When I made that record, I had just gotten out of college. I've been saving my money and working hard, and I really want to put together a record. And I basically cut all the songs that I had written at the time. And I'm still really proud of a lot of that record. And, but you grow up, and it's like, your baby pictures. It's like, when you're a kid, you think you look cool wearing, a tracksuit, and then you pull them out at Christmas time now. You're like, oh, my gosh, why was I wearing that sweater, or whatever. And, so it's just time goes by and things just seem certain ways to you, but I think I have a lot better idea of who I am as an artist and what I want to say and what I want to be about and what I want my music to sound like. And I was going in the studio then and I was like, hey, what do you think about this guitar part? And I was like, sounds good to me. I don't know. And now I can pick something apart, which I'm sure my producers love. But that's what I said the biggest change is. But I'm still really proud of Homegrown and what that did for me and really getting me started in getting on the road, and all the people I met in Nashville met me because I did that record.
Definitely. That's awesome. So, all right. Brinley Addington, now is the time to talk about the latest single off of the Middle of Nowhere album. Obviously, the tune we heard at the beginning, the title track, Middle of Nowhere, kind of opened the doors and opened the ears of even more listeners and fans. But now it's time to kind of broaden the horizons yet again. We got the new track. It's called Sliding Over. Tell us about that one before we take a listen to it, sir.
Yeah, I wrote Sliding Over with two of my really, really good friends. We went to college together and all got publishing deals right about the same time, right out of college. And Ryan Hurd and Aaron S. Heiss, who Aaron produces my records, and they're just great guys. And we were sitting around one day, and we were getting down to the end of the record, and we didn't really have a fun, driving song. That's what I said. I said, I want a driving song. And so we were writing the song, and we said, I had this idea called Sliding Over, and Ryan had this cool, lyrical hook thing. And it's about, it's about going for a ride and, sitting close to each other on a cold night. And as opposed to, the summer thing where, you're wearing cutoffs and all that. It's about, the guy's heater doesn't work in his truck, and, guess you're going to have to slide over. And, it's not, and he probably could get that thing fixed, but, he doesn't for certain reasons. But, and it's just fun. And the thing about that and why we chosen this is because, we've been playing it live now for, probably 6 months, and it just goes over so well, and people are like trying to sing along, and it was just like, we really hadn't thought about what the next single was going to be, and I was like, man, I've just seen people react to this song, and it's so humbling and like so, it just pumps you up that, you wrote something like that, and, where in the middle of nowhere I didn't write, but, it was a song very dear to me, and this song I did write, and it's like, well, as a writer and as a singer, it's just like something that you created is affecting people in a positive way and make them have a good time, and I just love that.
All right. Well, again, Brinley, thank you very much for taking some time with us, man, hanging out here off the beaten path. And, again, much success to you. Middle of nowhere, opened a lot of doors, hopefully sliding over. We'll swing them wide open, and you'll be hearing more and more of Brinley Addington across the country, all right?
Let's hope, man, and I appreciate you taking time to talk to me.
Most definitely. Brinley Addington here on Off the Beaten Path. It's time to hear it now. This is Sliding Over. It's Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Barrett.
Well, the heat don't work in the truck. It's gonna be a cold night. But as long as you're next to me, girl, we're gonna be all right. There's a sky full of stars we can't see here where we are. What you say we leave this town behind? Take a little two-lane four-wheel drive. Just keep on coming my way, baby. If you wanna get closer, we can get lost in my Chevrolet, and you can put your pretty head on my shoulder. Everything about tonight feels so right. Us doing some moonlight riding, and I'll keep driving slower, slower. You keep sliding over. Leave your blanket and your coat at home, baby, you won't need it. Right here in my arms, girl, you got me reading. Everything that you ride in the window fog here tonight. I can feel your heartbeat next to mine. That kiss, that look, that touch, that smile. Just keep on coming my way, baby. If you wanna get closer, we can get lost in my Chevrolet, and you can put your pretty head on my shoulder. Everything about tonight feels so right. Us doing some moonlight riding, and I'll keep driving slower, slower. You keep sliding over. I'm talking about dropping it down in the middle of nowhere, leaning back the bench seat, breathing the night air. Get a little lost out past the pines, but that can't get enough. Kind of look in your eyes. Just keep on coming my way, baby. If you wanna get closer, we can get lost in my Chevrolet, and you can put your pretty head on my shoulder. Everything about tonight feels so right. Us doing some moonlight riding, and I'll keep driving slower, slower. You keep sliding over. Just slide it on over. Yeah.
Do you know a band Ben doesn't? Tell us who you are digging on Facebook.com/OTBP podcast. Twitter at OTBP Podcast, or email otbppodcast@gmail.com.
Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Barrett. There you go. Brinley Addington. I pulled a couple of personal strings in order to get that interview, and I'm kind of glad that I did. Brinley was a great guy to talk to, and obviously some very good music. Make sure you get out there and check out his stuff. Brinley Addington, spectacular stuff. I'm looking forward to that. So, Ben Barrett hanging out with you here on Off the Beaten Path. This is another guy that I'm really super excited about. He's had a single out. He's had another single out. He's got an album out. He's got a TV show. He is kind of a backwoods entrepreneur because not only is he doing the music and TV thing, he's also got food and he's got fashion and he's got so much stuff out there. This guy literally is Hick Rouse. A few crossover people would probably get that one, but also it's the name of one of his songs. Here is Big Smo now. This is his latest tune. It's Got Me. It's off the Country Living album right here on Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Barrett.
A little Bo Cephas, lot of Jack Daniels, little bit of Jesus, whole lot of scandals. Living in a hick town, lot of growing my own southern fried chicken, leaving nothing but a clean bone. Sucking down suds and sipping on moonshine, locking in the hub slang mud for a good time. Ain't going down till the sun comes up. Didn't know if you knew, if you didn't, guess what? That's what you got, that's what you got, girl. That's what you got when you got me. That's who I am, that's who I am. That's a man I don't know how to not be. All I wanna do is rock you like you rock me. That's what you got, girl, when you got me. You riding shotgun, subs in the backseat, rattling windows, rolling down Main Street, getting off the grid where the KC's pay off, cutting through the dark to the barn with the hayloft, laying you down and giving you my word. Boys are my boys, but baby you come first, doing you right like no other can do, having your back forever like a tattoo. That's what you got, girl. That's what you got when you got me. That's who I am, that's who I am. That's a man I don't know how to not be. All I wanna do is rock you like you rock me. That's what you got, girl, when you got me. That's what you got, girl. That's what you got when you got me. That's who I am, that's who I am. That's a man I don't know how to not be. That's what you got, girl. That's what you got when you got me. That's who I am, that's who I am. That's a man I don't know how to not be. All I wanna do is rock you like you rock me. All I wanna do is rock you like you rock me. That's what you got, girl, when you got me.
Here's what's coming up in less than 15 minutes.
Coming up, we start our family reunion. Mr. Cory Smith and Morgan Rielly stopping by. Again, former guests here on the show. Plus, we've got the big names of Granger Smith, Randy Rogers, and Wade Bowen. All coming up here on Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Barrett.
Off the Beaten Path.
It's great on my iPod. It's on my phone, on my iPad.
I always listen on my computer at work. Log on and listen. Like us on Facebook. Search for OTBP Podcast to join the conversation. Follow Off the Beaten Path on Twitter at OTBP Podcast.
Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Barrett. After doing the show for, a little over 2 years now, I've had the opportunity to talk to some really, really great artists. Some you've heard of now, and some you still haven't. Well, I've got an example of both of those. On the way, Morgan Rielly in just a little bit. But first, a guy that I really enjoyed talking to because he's really taken the sentiment to heart. He got to meet one of his musical idols, Daryl Scott, or at least an album that he really liked. And Daryl signed the album to Cory. Your songs, your way, your time. And that has really kind of stuck with Cory for a long, long time. Well, it also worked out because Daryl was on Sugar Hill Records. Cory Smith is now on Sugar Hill Records, and he's got a lot of producing help behind him for his upcoming project. And you can hear it right here. Again, the lead single off of the new album that is due out soon, hopefully. This is Feet Wet. It's Cory Smith here on Off the Beaten Path, a little family reunion.
I got my sunglasses on, yeah, it's all about the attitude. Like life's a long summer and the world's just a big round swimming pool. Today I ain't in a rush, the water ain't going nowhere. So I'm taking it in through a polarized lens to soften the glare. The pavement is hot, it's been burning my soul. So I'm sitting on a ledge with my legs hanging down in the watering hole. I can take a plunge, but hey, why bother? Everything looks fuzzy when you're underwater. I can hold my breath, but I ain't getting in over my head. I'm good right now, just getting my feet wet. Getting my feet wet. Gently down the stream, yeah, I'm keeping it cool. Like life's a lazy river and I'm floating down it on an inner tube. Swirling around, taking in the scenery. I hear the birds in the trees and it sounds like they're all singing to me. I'm half asleep, but I'm wide awake, and everything in the scene seems more like a dream with every breath I take. I can take a plunge, but here why bother? Everything looks fuzzy when you're underwater. I can hold my breath, but I ain't getting in over my head. I'm good right now, just getting my feet wet. Yeah, I remember when I jumped in head first off the diving board. Hey daddy, look at me. Can you believe I don't need those wings anymore? Learning to swim, it makes us brave. But the older we get, the more we sit back and let the kids make waves. I can swim like a fish, but here why bother? I got a drink in my hand, it's going down like water. I ain't afraid of drowning, but I ain't getting in over my head. Not today. I'm good right now. I'm good right now. I'm good right now. Getting my feet wet, yeah. Getting my feet wet.
Off the Beaten Path, me, Ben Barrett. There you go, a little feet wet. That is Cory Smith, family reunion. We're in the middle of it. Again, it's so cool the fact that I get to talk to some of these great artists that nobody's ever heard of before, and I think that's why. Very cool stuff from Cory, but even better, cooler stuff from Morgan Rielly. Morgan Rielly and I chatted a while back, and, she had some great stuff, but I think this one is exponentially even better than what we heard from her before. So here we go. This is Morgan Rielly, her brand new one. Again, available for you on radio across the country. So make sure that you request your favorite tunes from your artists, because otherwise these people are not going to get radio play. That's the point, folks. You got to make those radio calls, too. But I'll play them here, that's for sure. Off the Beaten Path, here is Morgan Rielly, a family member, of course. And this is her new tune, Down South. It's Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Barrett.
She's not a small-town girl, she comes from the big city. She's ready to move down south, cause city boys are too pretty. She wants cowboy boots, cut-up jeans, no more models in the magazine. She's a city girl, but she's got a southern heart. She wants to move down south, where the country boys on their pickup trucks. Down south, it's every girl's dream to be treated like a queen. Down south, it's a southern heart that'll make her come this That's where the down to earth people are. She gets on that city bus. It's a town that's gray and gritty, and no one seems to understand the care about her pity. She wants to run away, quit her job. She feels like her life is being robbed. She wants the backwoods, 'cause that's where the cowboys are. She wants to head down south, where the country boys on their pickup trucks. Down south, it's every girl's dream to be treated like a queen. Down south, it's a southern heart that'll make her come this far. Down south, that's where the down to earth people are. Oh, she wants to find her true love and raise her babies down south. 'Cause that's the only thing she's ever dreamed about. Yeah, yeah, She wants a country love and she don't care if it's pretty. She knows this is what she wants, that's why she's leaving the city. She wants walnuts, country roads, and a home place where she grows old. She's just a city girl with a southern dream. She's moving down south, where the country boys on their pickup trucks. Down south, it's every girl's dream to be treated like a queen. Down south, it's a southern heart that made her come this far. Down south, that's where the down to earth people are. Down south, that's where the down to earth people are. Yeah, down south, that's where the down to earth people are.
Hey, do you know a band that I don't? Please tell me that you do, because there's so many great musicians out there that I have no idea who they are, but I want to remedy that. I want to know every country music band in the country, and the best way to do that is for you to tell me who you're listening to. OTBP Podcast on Twitter. Also find OTBP Podcast on Facebook and OTBP Podcast at gmail.com to spread the love of some of the bands that you're digging on all across the country, right here on Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Barrett.
Young artists, get your music on the show by emailing Ben at otbppodcast@gmail.com.
Brand new country has a home.
Hey! Time for some music now.
Off the Beaten Path.
Off the Beaten Path, me, Ben Merritt, and it is always a pleasure to talk to you guys. Once a week, every week, we chat, and you listen mostly to me just ramble on and play some new music for you, because there's so many artists out there that are doing big things without the big backing of major radio stations and major labels and things like that. But sometimes an artist just touches the heart of so many fans and so many listeners that they really get a lot of success. And as a matter of fact, Billboard.com says that Granger Smith's chatty fans are the reason why this song is doing so well from an independent artist. This is Granger Smith's brand new one. This is Back Road Song off the 4x4 EP that just got released last week. Check it out. It's right here on Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Merritt.
Barbed wire fence carving on a hillside, cutting holes in the midday sun, like a postcard framed in a windshield covered in dust. I love the rhythm of an old gray black top, 33's just whistling by. Steer the wheel one-handed on a two-lane, hugging that line. I got the windows down, no one else around, singing. Freedom is the miles I'm rolling on. Out here cruising to a back road song. I feel the wheels like a melody, like a radio dialing in strong. Come to my back road song. I hit the brakes for an old New Holland, hammer down and pass them on up. The breeze smells like a summertime hayfield's just been cut. I got the windows down, way out of town, singing. Freedom is the miles I'm rolling on. Out here cruising to a back road song. I feel the wheels like a melody, like a radio dialing it strong. Come on, sing along to my back road song. Today could get better. Girl, what I'm thinking is I can pick you up, you slide in this truck, and I can hear you singing. Ooh, let me hear you singing. Ooh. Freedom is the miles we're rolling on. Like a melody, like a radio dialing in strong. Come on, sing along to my back road song. Come on, sing along to my back road song. This is my back road song. This is my back road song. Come on, sing along to my back road song.
Off the Beaten Path, meet Ben Barrett. There you go, Granger Smith, and that is Backroad Song off the EP 4x4. And on that, Earl Dibbles Jr. makes a feature. So just in case you were wondering, Granger and Earl, they're still tight. They're still boys. They're homeboys. I don't think you're ever going to have to worry about that relationship ever falling apart. So Ben Barrett hanging out with you here on Off the Beaten Path. Again, thanks for finding us on Facebook and Twitter and all those places. Easy enough, OTBP Podcast. Again, that's on Facebook, on Twitter, and our website as well. So it's easy. I made it easy because otherwise I would have forgotten. Two of the biggest names in Texas country music are Randy Rogers and Wade Bowen. They became fast friends in 2002, and they've been working together and off together for a long time now. But finally, they have released a whole album. It surprises me, too. Don't worry. It's called Hold My Beer and Watch This, Volume 1, and it's right here on Off the Beaten Path with the tune Standards.
Record man came and sat me down. He said, I got some songs for you. There's one about a dirt road I really think you ought to do. So I gave it a listen, and it wasn't all that bad. But it ain't me, so I shook my head. And that's all there is to that. I don't have this. I've got standards. Tell me, how can I sell out if I barely sell at all? You won't see my name on the billboard. Every night I pack the dance floor. There's your answer. I don't have hits. I've got standards. Well, he just smiled, he rolled his eyes, he said, how can can make you see. We just need one big hit, and the rest will be history. If we could find a way to compromise, you could be the next big star. I said, man, you might be right, but I don't care if you are. I don't have hits. I've got standards. Tell me, how can I sell out? Well, if I barely sell it all, you wanna see my name on the billboard. Every night I pack the dance floor. There's your answer. I don't have hits. I've got standards. Songs on country radio, but it's gotta feel right standing here singing them at the show. I don't have hits. I've got standards. Tell me, how can I sell out if I barely sell it all? You won't see my name on the billboard, but every night I pack the dance floor. There's your answer. I don't have hits. I've got standards. Yeah, well, there's your answer. I don't have hits. I've got standards.
Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Barrett. There you go. That is Randy Rogers and Wade Bowen getting together with the tune Standards off of the album Hold My Beer Volume 1. I was wrong. It is not Hold My Beer and Watch This Volume 1. It is just Hold My Beer Volume 1. Hold My Beer and Watch This is actually the name of the tour that they're out on doing this. Again, Randy Rogers Band, Wade Bowen, two of the biggest names in Texas country. And on top of that, Wade Bowen's actually pushing his own single to national country radio with the tune When I Woke Up Today. I know when I played that one at the radio station I work at in northern Wisconsin, as a matter of fact, actually, I believe it is still winning the You Pick the Hit battle that I run with up-and-coming country music. See, even when I work at top, in actual terrestrial radio, I'm doing what I can to help out with those independent artists as well. And I hope you are too. Don't just listen to the podcast. Go out and find your next favorite country music band and buy the music. That's the best way to support them. That album, Hold My Beer, is available on Bandcamp. So that's a great way to do it. The band gets pretty much all of the money. Bandcamp obviously has to take their cut, but Wade Bowen, Randy Rogers, they're going to see a big portion of money from that one too. And you can buy the CD or download the album as well. Either way, it's a great way. But make sure that you go out and you support these bands as well. I know that the 4x4 EP from Granger Smith is in Walmart. I saw it. I was excited to see that. I was like, holy cow. So, but again, make sure that you go out there and you support your favorite up-and-coming country music artists, because without you guys, they're really just playing for themselves. From one group of Texas country guys, Wade Bowen, Randy Rogers, to pretty much the epitome of independence in Texas. John Wolf is going to be our special guest next week. I'm looking forward to that one. Hopefully you are as well. Thanks to Brinley Addington, and thanks to you for sticking around this week here on Off the Beaten Path with me, Ben Barrett. Bye-bye.
Do you know a band Ben doesn't? Tell us who you are digging on Facebook.com/OTBP Podcast, Twitter @OTBP Podcast, or email OTBPpodcast@gmail.com.